On arriving in Singapore, our first impression came from the stunning architecture and opulence of our hotel. It confirmed what has often been said about Singapore, that it is the miracle of Southeast Asia. Our hotel was the Marina Mandarin, one of the numerous top-rated hotels along the waterfront. Spectacular accommodations such as this, and its many unique and interesting sights, have made Singapore one of the top tourist destinations in Asia. This building speaks of the affluence of Singapore today, an affluence that has been the result of the discipline, hard work, and intelligence, all of which have combined to build this prosperous city-state. Our hotel, with its numerous unique features, was one of many towering buildings that make up Singapore's present skyline. A high percentage of these structures are of advanced design, placing Singapore as a world center for postmodern architecture. The city symbol, introduced in 1986, is the merlion. This has now become a famous fountain and an easily recognized symbol of Singapore. Based on a 13th century legend, the name Singapore is said to have come from a prince landing on the island and believing to have seen a lion. Hence the Malayan name Singapara, or Lion City. The lion's purposeful bearing symbolizes the nation's single-minded resolve to face challenges and overcome obstacles. Singapore's standard of living has increased progressively since its independence in 1965, and although it is one of the smallest, it is the 17th wealthiest country in the world. Remaining in the city are symbols of British colonial rule. The British East India Company first established a trading post on this island in 1819. Growing from a small fishing village, it became a strategic trading post and a bastion of the British Empire for 140 years. A reminder of these days is a statue of Sir Stamford Raffles. It was he who first appreciated the natural deep harbor and the supply of fresh water and lumber to repair ships. Bearing his name is the world-renowned Raffles Hotel, a must-visit location for tourists. It still reflects the look of colonial grandeur. This grand old lady now sits like an island in the middle of this modern city. It was Raffles that had the city plan to create separate areas for various ethnic groups. This has resulted today in interesting towns within a city. One of the largest and most vibrant sections of the city is Chinatown, as 75% of Singapore's 4.75 million population is Chinese. The remainder of the population are Malayan, Indian, and a very small percentage of European. This is a favorite spot for visiting tourists. Whatever gift or souvenir you may be looking for, it is almost certain that you will find it here. Although tourism represents big business in Singapore, its economy is mainly based on electronics, petrochemicals, and financial services. Although East Indians represent less than a tenth of the population, their part of Singapore is very distinctive. The Surrey Maria Man Temple is the largest temple in the city. It was built in 1843 and has been designated as a national monument for its historic value. It is one of many religious buildings in this enclave, but today there are few who practice Hinduism. Singapore consists of 63 islands. In 1972, as a part of a master plan, a cable car system was begun to provide a link between important parts of the city. It was the first to be built in Southeast Asia and the first to have cabins with glass bottoms. It crosses between 3 stations and spans well over 1 mile. A trip on these cars provides a captivating view of the city center, the port, and nearby islands. The traveler is given a bird's-eye view of the modern expressways and bridges that service Singapore's 4 million population. It was the first aerial ropeway to span a harbor. From an earlier trading post, it has become a major trading hub, recognized as one of the world's busiest transshipment centers. As Singapore is a top tourist destination, its harbor is frequented by many cruise lines. A pleasant surprise to visitors is the attractive amount of green space and the expansive beaches. Being close to the equator, Singapore has a tropical rainforest climate with no distinctive seasons. Because of its geographical position, a showcase of Singapore is its Botanical Gardens in the center of the city. These luxurious gardens cover 52 hectares. The gardens were first started in the late 1890s, primarily to develop trees, which led to the large-scale cultivation of rubber in Malaya. Later, rare orchids were discovered, and many species were developed to create a multi-million-dollar industry. The gardens now epitomize the lushness of the tropics. These grounds are now noted for their outstanding plant collections. Presently, there are over 20,000 orchid plants on display. This is truly a place of beauty and tranquility in the heart of the city. Singapore is a dynamic city-state, full of contrasts and color. This dynamo in Southeast Asia embodies the finest of both the East and the West, from its exotic ethnic enclaves to its efficient business centers. It is a city of endless fascination, with its unique blend of the modern world and rich ancient cultures.